Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn, and in this video, we have another practice speaking test. This one is with Aziz from Uzbekistan. Remember, if you'd like to have your own free practice IELTS speaking test with feedback, or if you'd like me to check your IELTS writing tasks, then join one of my groups. I'm on Facebook and Telegram. Links are given in the description. Anyway, let's get straight into today's test. Enjoy. Good afternoon. My name is Glyn. Would you please tell me your full name?
Good afternoon. My full name is Aziz Mirza.
And what should I call you?
You can call me Aziz.
Okay, thank you, Aziz. Now, in this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Where do you live?
I live in Tashkent. It is the capital of Uzbekistan.
And what do you like most about living in Tashkent?
I have very good friends, lots of relatives, and I generally think that people there are friendly.
And is there anything you'd like to change about this place?
Probably the city infrastructure. It's not that pedestrian friendly, and there is a high risk of getting hit by a car. Not only because the drivers are reckless, but also because the urban environment is not safe in general. So uh, it would be my like wish probably. Yes,
And do you think you'll continue living in Tashkent in the future?
I believe so. I believe so because I'm very attached to this place, and I would love my children to go grow up there. But I might travel to a few more countries just to see what it feels like to live there, and I might change my mind. But for the foreseeable future, I would like to stay here.
Let's talk about sport now. Do you have a favorite sport?
Let me think of it for a little while. So my favorite sport is cycling. Yeah, I really enjoy cycling, even though I haven't cycled in quite a long time. It used to be something that I did very regularly. I enjoy riding it. I feel the autonomy and I feel my bike when I ride it. It gives me so much pleasure and thrill.
And do you prefer watching or playing sports?
It really depends on what kind of sports we're talking about. So if it's football, I would rather watch because I'm a very bad football player. I cannot feel the game. I cannot like give the ball to other players and always end up making some faults. Yeah. But if it's like, I don't know, if it's cycling, I would love to do it, but not professionally, I guess.
And what sports did you have to do when you were at school?
So at school we had PE classes, and sometimes we would have to play football. I mean, our PE teacher would let us play football, yeah, though I didn't enjoy it much. So yeah, and we did some stretching, running, what else? So basic physical training.
And are there any new sports that you'd like to try in the future?
I would love to start attending the gym. Yes, a friend of mine recently got bulk, so I haven't seen him in a while. And when I saw him, I was surprised because he used to be an overweight guy, and now he looks shredded. He has this like V-shaped chest and all those muscles. And we agreed to meet up in future and hit the gym together.
Let's talk about films now. How often do you watch films?
I watch movies every day, usually at night. I kind of treat myself after a long working day with a movie. I say to myself, like, Aziz, you deserve it. You did a good job, and now enjoy. Enjoy the rest of your night.
And do you have any favorite actors or directors?
So the first actor that comes to my mind would be Tom Hanks. Yes, I just love the way he acts in all those movies, and he is very selective when it comes to movies. He had never played in a movie which would, I don't know, have bad script or bad like superstars in it. Yes, it's a bit difficult to explain, but I generally love him. And yeah, whom else do I love?
Thank you. And were there any films that you really loved in your childhood?
Spider-Man. I was a big fan of the Spider-Man. I remember when I watched it for the first time, right after finishing the movie with my family members, I was walking around the living room pretending to shoot the spider webs, like crawl on the wall, yes, and just sing the song from the movie.
And do you prefer to watch movies in the cinema or at home?
Mm, I prefer to watch it at home usually because it's very convenient for me. I don't have to travel anywhere, spend my money, and it's very easy for me to do it because I have Netflix subscription. So yeah,
Okay, thank you. Now, in this next part of the test, I'm going to ask you to talk about a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. But before that, you'll have 1 minute to prepare for your talk, and you may take notes if you wish. Do you understand?
yes, I do.
Mhm. I will now share the topic on my screen. Can you see the topic?
Yes.
I'd like
hmm
you to talk about a foreign country that you would like to visit. Your 1 minute of preparation time starts now.
hmm
Okay, so that's the end of your preparation time. To remind you, you'll have between 1 and 2 minutes to give your talk, and I will let you know when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
hmm So there are a lot of countries that I would love to visit, but I decided to tell you about Australia because since very recently I met few people who told me about this beautiful country. So we all know about its location, but I want to tell you about something less obvious. Yes, less obvious sightseeings. So a friend of mine, Sharina, told me that Australia has very interesting film settings. So, for example, the movie Lord of the Rings was shot there, and yeah, I would love to go there and see this like this deserts and other natural places where the film took place. Yes, and apart from that, I know that Australia is famous for its indigenous animals. Yes, we have kangaroos, super poisonous frogs that live only in this country. So I'm very keen on nature and animals, and that is why I would like to go there. So what should I tell you more about it? I believe that I would also like to learn about Australian people. I've heard that they're really friendly and super polite and humble, and they have very good knowledge of English, obviously, too. So even though this country is quite far away from Uzbekistan, I would love to pay a visit there in some future. I recently asked the tour agent about the average cost of a trip there. So for now, it seems a bit expensive, yes. But maybe next year or year after, uh, I will come to this country as a tourist and come to all of these places I mentioned before. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a great trip, great trip. And
Okay,
Australia is,
thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. All right, so you've been talking about Australia, the country that you'd like to visit. Let's talk a little about cultural exchange now. Do you think
Mhm.
learning about another culture is more effective through travel or through books and media?
I believe traveling is the best option to find out about the culture of a certain country because, of course, we can read books and we could I don't know, get some uh, basic assumptions about what a life in a certain country would be like. But when we come to this place, when we interact with people, we get to know much more through real life interaction. So we get to know people's customs, what do they do about their daily lives, yes, how do people behave, and so much on.
And how can visiting a foreign country change a person's perspective?
So I believe people who travel a lot, they are generally more open-minded, yes, and probably more friendly. I cannot explain why, but maybe like traveling broadens our horizons in a way. And what else? What else? So traveling seems to be very good experience. Yes.
hmm And how
Yeah.
important is it for countries to keep their own culture in the face of globalization?
hmm hmm It is important, but I wouldn't really say crucial because globalization actually is a good thing. If it wasn't for globalization, we wouldn't be enjoying all of these movies, food, and clothes. Yes, but countries should try to preserve, I believe, national music, which is unique and could go and disappear, and of course the language, because every single language is beautiful for the idiomatic phrases that it has, for the rhythm and flow, which is unique. And yeah, maybe governments should focus on that as well.
Hmm. Let's talk a little more about globalization now. So you mentioned some of the positive aspects of globalization. What are some of the negative ones?
So, globalization could lead to cultural homogenization, if I said this word correctly. It's when cultures become unidentifiable, so they blend so much that we lose the unique traits of certain cultures and nations. And yeah, it seems to be bad. And what else?
And do you
On the
think that's
flip side,
happened anywhere in the world?
mhm. I mean, it's happening in many developing countries. Take Uzbekistan, for example. People seem to love like Western music. They like fashion that's come from that comes from overseas, and they follow those trends. And because of it, they are giving or they are paying less attention to local customs. Yes, they're becoming more Western minded. It could be seen as something positive and negative as well, but it really depends on how do we look at it.
Hmm. What kind of companies benefit the most through globalization?
So the countries who own those big global brands such as KFC, Zara, I don't know, Bershka, it's another clothing brand because they expand, they take over other countries, they make big profits after introducing their shops, um, shopping malls, etc. So yeah, it's just that because they can make more money for selling their goods and products.
Now, some people think that in the future, because of globalization, we might live in a world without borders. Do you think that will happen?
Mm, it it sounds too good to be true. I would say it's like a bit utopian to feel this way, to think this way. But I believe that yeah, in future we will have more, I don't know, common values, or we would share uh, the same clothing styles. Yeah, it is true up to a certain extent. I believe that people would choose comfort and convenience over uh, being too patriotic, for example.
And what could be some possible downsides of a world without borders?
Hmm. Hmm. Let me think of it for a while. It's such a big hypothetical question. World without borders. I don't any see like any downsides to it because if we have no borders, people who would become more friendly. I just assume so, since there would be no like I don't know borders, restrictions, and no discrimination. At least this is something that I want to believe, but still, it sounds too good to be true because like people have always sought their interests. They have always being not so friendly to each other. Yeah, we have like lots of examples of wars that were based on human greed. So yeah, it
Okay,
sounds too good to be true.
thank you. That is the end of the test. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this practice speaking test with Aziz. Please do let me know in the comments below what score you think the candidate deserves for this performance. As always, I'll make a follow-up video probably tomorrow with my own feedback, comments, analysis, and importantly with my own scores. Meanwhile, if you'd like to have your own free practice IELTS speaking test with feedback, or if you'd like me to check your IELTS writing tasks, then join one of my groups. I'm on Facebook and Telegram. Candidates are always selected at random for these tests. Always selected at random for these tests. But if you want to avoid the random process and you'd prefer to pay for a speaking test or a writing check, then check out my website, expertexaminer.com, where you can find a full price list of all of my services. Anyway, more videos from me coming soon. Links to everything are in the description below. Have a wonderful evening, but for now, bye-bye.